You're listening to Mr. Credit on San Diego 1700 with local credit expert Derek Evans. Now, live in studio, Mr. Credit.
Welcome to Mr. Credit Radio. We are live and local here in San Diego, Sereno Valley, to be exact, bringing you the most important hour in radio and telling you everything that they don't want you to know. When we say they, remember we added one this week. We say they, we mean the Wall Street gangsters, the government, the big banks, the credit bureaus, the media, and now also the debt settlement companies, who we wish we could take out in one fell swoop if it were possible, because debt settlement is the worst thing that anyone, and I mean anyone, can ever do to their finances and their credit score. Visit MrCreditRadio.com if you want to send me an email or check me out. You can also go to Facebook and do a search for Mr. Credit, and you will find me there. First and foremost, I'm extremely happy today because the wonderful Brooke is back in the studio and running the show, and I couldn't be happier about that. You know, it's fun to go on vacation, but there are people who need you, so you have to come back to reality every once in a while. Padres losing 2 in a row to the Dodgers, which I'm not exactly excited about. But I am not a fair weather fan, and you should not be either. Okay, it happens. We're still in first place by a whole game over San Francisco. Do we have anything to worry about? Plenty of time left. Taking on the Dodgers again tonight in LA. Last game of the 4-game set. We need this one to split it. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to say Padres win big tonight. Now, they did make a huge mistake, and in fact, I'm going to be calling Darren Smith as soon as I leave the studio to talk about it on Double X. Is the Padres screwed up, and they went and got these guys, and they messed up their whole chemistry. They got rid of Junior in center field. They brought in some guy who kicked a couple of balls last night, missed an easy catch, and then they brought in a guy from St. Louis who supposedly has the big bat, and we lost 9-0 last night. So they went in, they screwed everything up, they took out the guys, the chemistry's changed, the attitude is different, everybody's looking over their shoulder in the locker room. This is not how you make a champion out of a team that was already good. No need to fix it if it isn't broken, and I think that there was a huge mistake made here.
This is ridiculous.
All we had to do was keep the team we had, and we were World Series bound. I am now revoking my prediction that the Padres would make it to the World Series. Now, that's not being a fair weather fan. That is just looking at what has happened and the fact that things have changed. I made that prediction based on who was on the team and the way the team was headed. They have cut those players. I disagree with it. I think that they are now going to be lucky to make the playoffs. I really hope that they will, but I'm worried. Now, who knows? They could easily bring these guys back in. They could change things back, and I'll be back on board. But I don't like the idea of changing something that's already working. This is a very simple lesson in life. If something is working, you don't change it. You keep it going. If something isn't working, then you make a change. Pretty simple, right? No! They'll be kicking themselves for that. I wonder why they ran that guy out of Boston. Maybe it's because he makes bonehead moves all the time with the player personnel. Does anybody have any ideas on that? My guess is he'll be gone.
It is your destiny.
By the end of the year, if the Padres do not make the playoffs. So anyway, tonight, 7 p.m. right here, San Diego 1700. You can catch all the Padres action right here. So save the station in your dial. Yesterday we had William McDonald in from the McDonald Legal Group, and is that guy just a class act or what? I mean, just a sharp guy. It's great to have guests who are so intelligent that answer the questions that I ask. Straightforward, straight shooter, cares about people, does not want to see people steered the wrong direction. And he had some really good things to say. And what was interesting was, and my dad is from Missouri, which is where I'm from. That's where he lives. And he's been in town all week. And he said, I love listening to the show when McDonald's on because he's just really good. He's very clear. It's concise. He helps you understand these things. He shoots it straight. He tells you the law perspective, but he gives it to you in layman's terms. And my dad actually shared a story with me where he said that, if he had known the way this stuff works and so forth, he would have been able to get himself out of a huge bind way back in the day. 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was. And because he didn't, he had to really, really suffer. I mean, he had to go through some tough times and, cut a lot of things back and do things like that. And I said, look, Pop, that's the whole reason for the show. I want people to become educated about the way things work, the laws that are there to protect you, why they're there, how you can use them, and what you should and shouldn't be doing with yourself. And when we talk about debt settlement, which is, those commercials you hear on TV where the guys are like, hey, if you have more than 10 grand in credit card debt, give us a call and we'll help you settle it. By the way, we'll try to charge you an arm and a leg in the process. And you may or may not get results, since only 1.4% of the people who actually enter the debt settlement program actually end up going through the program. But we'll be just sitting here counting your money. So, you want to know why I don't like it? That and the fact that it screws your credit score up for years. And there's no way for it not to. They instruct you not to make the payments. Anyhow, you got to stay away from it. If you hear the commercial, 10 grand or more in credit card debt, call us. We'll get you out of debt-free this, debt stimulus that. Listen, don't do it. If you have, or anyone you know has, you must immediately become educated about your options for bankruptcy. Call William McDonald, 858-437-0103. He does not sell you. He's not a salesman. He's just an educator. He will show you what you can do, what the results will be, and you'll decide if it makes more sense for you. And don't feel like, hey, I've already made a couple payments in this debt settlement program. I don't want to, cut it off now and throw that money away. Well, if you continue to make payments, you're going to continue to throw money away because it is a waste. Call William McDonald, 858-437-0103. Now, we were reading, or I started yesterday to read. Remember, you can catch Mr. Credit Radio here every day at noon, Tuesday through Friday. I started reading the letter that I got from the Social Security office. Now, I listen to Ray Lucia. You probably do too. He's on right before the show from 9 to noon, Monday through Friday. And he's a financial planner guy. They give financial advice and so forth. And, he's always saying that you got to not count on Social Security. But what I thought was funny was just the way that they framed this whole letter. Okay, it's a letter that tells you, all right, here's what your benefits are, blah, blah, blah. But what I wanted to tell you was what it says. What's the headline? The headline is what young workers should know about Social Security and saving. So kind of implying there, right, with the title that, look, you need to know something about Social Security, but you know what? You really need to know something about saving money, because Social Security, that is just up in the air. Now, the first thing it says is saving for the future is important for multiple reasons. Education, buying your own home, taking a special vacation, even planning for your retirement are all good reasons to start saving early. So they try to wrap a bow around it, right? Today's young workers expect to spend 20 or more years in retirement, so it's important to begin your financial planning as early as possible. They're trying to say, you need to save your own money, because we don't have any money. But listen to this, right in the middle, very first page, will Social Security still be around when I retire? And the answer is flat out, yes, period. Yes, period. The Social Security taxes you now pay go into the Social Security trust funds and are used to pay benefits to current beneficiaries. The Social Security Board of Trustees now estimates that based on current law, in 2037, the trust funds will be depleted. I mean, so if I'm retiring post 2037, they just told me on the front page, under the section that says, will Social Security still be around when I retire? And the answer, yes, that the trust funds will be depleted in 2037. Hello? Is anybody else just blown away by that? They're telling us it's going to be here, but that the funds will be depleted. Oh, okay, so it'll be around, but there won't be any money. Oh, I got it. So then I won't get anything. In fact, on this other page here where you told me how much money I'm going to get, hey, you're going to get $2,500 a month, that's not going to happen. Interesting. But listen to, and this is where I want to get down to the nitty-gritty. So they tell you this thing, Social Security Administration, this is the government, this falls under the they, and they don't want you to read this stuff. I mean, they make this just silly. Listen to this. So it tells you, all right, retirement, here's how much you get in retirement, $2,500. At age 70, you'll get, $3,100. Age 62, you'll be at $1,700. Family survivors, Medicare, they give you all these numbers. But right underneath that, star, your estimated benefits are based on current law. Congress has made changes to the law in the past and can do so at any time. The law governing benefit amounts may change because by 2037, the payroll taxes collected will be enough to pay only about 76% of scheduled benefits. We based your benefit estimates on these facts, and then it gives some facts that are certainly not necessarily going to hold true, which is the amount you earn every year, as that can change.